Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and stay for a while. I upload 3 times a week. Get ready with me, so shop my stash, try on new makeup. If it's beauty or makeup related, I will be posting it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, my Ensley Reign palettes are here. This is the very first makeup item that I try from Ensley Reign. I've heard nothing but great things about it. It is an indie brand, it's pretty small, and the only place you can get this is through their website. I feel like a lot of the times people are turned off by indie brands because of that. It's not as easily accessible as, say, brands that are at Sephora or Ulta, but I've been wanting to try this brand for a while. These were the palettes that called to me. Trust me, I've had my eye on the brand for a minute. I just kept skipping because I felt the other releases, they just weren't meant to be. Well, with these, it was meant to be. Enough talking, let me go ahead and get my base down and I will be right back. All right, my lovelies, I am back. Base is down, hair is pulled back. Let me tell you everything that I have on my face. Primers, I went in to Ordinary Milky Toner, Refi New Blurring Primer for my T-zone, and Charlotte Tilbury Serum for the rest of my face. Foundation, I went in to the Dior Forever Matte. Shade I have is a tiny bit dark, so I did mix in Surratt 2 drops in shade 6. Concealer, I used the Danessa Myricks in shade number 8. Powders, I went in to the One Size Ultra Pink, I think is the shade, for my under eyes, and the Wayne Goss Loose Powder for the rest of my face. Cream blush, I went into the Huda Beauty Fall Filter. Cream bronzers, I went in to the Westman Atelier Nut Butter Biscuit, the second shade, I forget the name, and the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer in light medium. Then for powder bronzers, I went in to the Unearthly and RMS, just mixed the two, and no powder blush yet because I want to wait and see what the eye look is going to look like. Eye primer, I went in to the NARS Eye Base. Okay, so like I mentioned in my intro, this is my very first makeup products that I purchased from Ensley Reign. A lot of the makeup YouTube content creators that I personally watch use Ensley Reign, whether they purchase the items themselves or they get sent in PR. And every single time I think to myself, wow, those eye looks and palettes are absolutely beautiful. But I never purchased before because their palettes are pretty big. They're like huge. And for me, I like more 10, 12 pan, maybe 15, like the meaty size from Natasha Denona. But anything bigger than that, unless I absolutely am attracted to the palette or say it's a brand that I absolutely love, which is very rare. Blend Bunny, I think, is the last one that I did that for. Then I'll make the exception, but I prefer 10 to 15. That's like my soft spot for palettes. I purchased 2 eyeshadow palettes. This is the Flutter Flourish Collection. They came out with so many things for this collection. 2 eyeshadow palettes, some single like multi-chrome shadows, 2 lip glosses, and 2 blushes. Yeah, I think that is it. So pressed pigments, chromatic pressed singles. Yes, that's what I saw. I mean, they look absolutely beautiful, but when it comes to like single shadows, I'm pretty picky and choosy as to what I'm gonna purchase, so I don't purchase those super often. The bundle for the 2 palettes was sold out by the time I was able to check if it was still available. $100 for both palettes. The Flourish palette retails for $55, which looks like it's more of the neon, so maybe that's why. And the Flutter palette, which looks like it's a little bit more muted when it comes to the intensity of the shades or the tones, retails for $50. So I just went ahead and picked up both, paid full price for, well, used a code. Heather Austin was the code that I used, and I did get some percentage off, so that was nice. Well, now they're here, and just like Unearthly and I think Adept, they come in their own little individual box. This kind of helps to ensure that your package makes it in one piece and no shades break. Okay, I'm going to show you Flutter first, and I do absolutely love the artwork. I feel like indie brands still are giving it to us when it comes to the artwork. Some people are into this and some people are not, and it's okay. Some people just like the simple, you know, like they don't need the artwork, and I understand. I get it. I personally do enjoy it. A lot of the details, so the lettering is lifted, which is nice, and on the back as well, and it gives you all the details for the shadows. Now these are called pressed pigment shades, and it gives you a warning here about everything, so make sure to always read the label if you especially are very sensitive to certain chemicals, certain formulas. Make sure to just always read. They have a 12-month shelf life, but I can't find anywhere where the palettes were made. The unit carton for the palette does match the palette, so this is probably going to go in the trash, even though on the palette it doesn't give you the warning. I'm okay with that. I don't have sensitive skin, so for me it's not a huge deal. Let me plastic protector, and here is the palette. This is Flutter, and it looks like it's the more muted when it comes to the brightness of the colors, and it's still absolutely gorgeous. Some of these shimmers, like these two, look like they're gonna be chunky and delicious. And as you can tell, there's these spaces here because it is magnetic, so that means you can pull out each individual shade. Okay, and here is Flourish, same situation with the raised lettering, and in the back you have all of the information, raised lettering, and you can tell that this is going to be a tiny bit more bright because of the artwork. Matches a unit carton. Oh, and on the palette also the letters are raised. Okay, that's nice. On the back too. Okay, so this one, plastic protector, is the more colorful, almost, I guess, neon-esque of the two. Bright. If you don't like bright, maybe the other one would be better choice. I'm honestly excited to use both of these palettes. I will more than likely only create one eye look with each palette for this video, and I will definitely create more eye looks. For some reason, indie videos don't do that great on my channel, and I understand, I get it. Sometimes indie brands turn off customers because there's only one place that you can purchase, and it's on their website, as opposed to brands that are more accessible, say at Sephora and Ulta, Target, you know, everywhere else. So I understand, but I love the formulation indie brands have to offer. The shimmers are just so bam in your face and unique, and the eye looks that I end up creating with some of my indie palettes, oh my gosh, they're just so beautiful. So even though these videos don't do so well for my channel, I still enjoy creating them because I have so much fun creating the eye looks. Okay, enough talking. I know sometimes people get annoyed that I talk too much. So let's get started. I don't know which palette's gonna go first, but you're about to find out. So let me send you off to the first eye look. I think we're gonna start with the Flutter, which is the one that's a little bit more muted. I mean, for some, this might be colorful, but I feel like this is more of a pastel than a neon, as well as this one and this one as well. So it won't be like bam in your face, you know? I'm gonna do Magic Moss, that beautiful mossy green. This is a B5 from Blend Bunny. And I think I'm going to do a halo eye today. So let's focus this in the inner and outer corner. And I'm doing tapping motions first, and then I'll worry about blending. Outer corner. Beautiful, beautiful shade. I think I'm going to leave the inner portion clear because I might bring the inner corner shade down this way. Okay, pretty. Oh. This green is just so yummy-licious. Now I'm going to use this What's Up Beauty R108, and I'm going to jump into the purple, which is called Wisp. And this shade is going to go right in the center to deepen up the inner and outer corner, almost giving Beetlejuice vibes. Look, September is almost here and I'm excited. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, the second Beetlejuice movie comes out in September. Lower lash line as well. And I'm doing tapping motions because purple and green are tricky together. You can't just blend or else you're going to get this muddy. Okay, this is what we got and I'm not mad at it. Now to figure out what shimmer to use, because I feel like they're all pretty in the middle as far as like deep and light. I don't think there's any, yeah, none of them look like they're going to be super brightening. This golden hour here looks like it might be a green, blue, purple shift. Okay, so this is golden hour. And the other one maybe, actually Pixie Petal looks pretty, but I don't know if it's gonna be too warm for this eye look. Sylph, maybe this one here. Swatch and see. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll do a mix of these two. So let's try first golden hour. Wow. I didn't even have that much on my finger and wowza. Okay, so this one also has a tiny bit of warmth to it and it's kind of going with that mossy green. Okay, now I'm gonna put a tiny bit of, what is it? Sylph, S-Y-L-P-H. Maybe right in the middle. Okay, this one is kind of purple bluey shifty. Okay, so this is where we're at. I feel like the combo of all of the tones, I would have never thought to put that together. Also, these shimmers are out of this world. I think I'm gonna use Flicker, which looks almost like a slate green kind of tone. I think that'll be pretty for the inner corner. Hopefully it is. Let's see. And like I said, I'm gonna bring it down. Okay, I think that looks good. I think it kind of is bringing out the undertone of that first shimmer. Let me finish off and I'll be right back. All right, my lovelies, I am done. Let me tell you what else I have on my face. Eyebrows. I went in to the Refy Beauty Brow Pencil, Make Beauty Brow Gel, Ilia Mascara, and then for the cheeks, I went in to the new Chanel Blush and Highlighter Duo. This is in Light and Berry. My review of this should be up before this video. And then for the lips, I have on the Victoria Beckham lip liner in shade 3 and the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Stick in Fenty Glow. Okay, here is the eye look with the Flutter palette. I think this color story is so pretty. Is it for everybody? No. You do get a couple of warm tones like this one because I feel because it has a tiny bit of like yellow in it. It pulls a tiny bit more warm and then the orange, but I feel like overall, and maybe this shimmer, it's a pretty cool toned palette. So keep that in mind. But I do feel like the colors in here are very pretty and they complement each other very, very well. At least I feel like they do. Yeah, this eye look is so pretty. Definitely leans more on the cool tone side, but I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, my lovelies. Let me go ahead and hand you on over to eye look number 2 with the Flourish palette. That will be a different day for me, but right now for you. All right, my lovelies, we are going to start eye look number 2 with Flourish palette from Ensley Reign. It's like 3 or 4 days since my initial filming for these two palettes. Allergies are out of control right now. I'm sure the crying I've been doing also hasn't helped. Yeah, it's been crazy over here, but my husband comes back in 3 days, so that should help. Let me tell you what I have on my face. I did have to change it up And I honestly don't remember exactly what I had on for eye look number 1 with the Flutter palette. I went into the new Dior Stick Foundation, also the cream bronzer contour, Danessa Myricks concealer, shade 8, and I always link the exact shades of what I used, by the way. I did use a tiny bit of the Westman Atelier in Biscuit, which is the contouring shade. Cream blush, I went in to the Makeup by Mario, I think Strawberry Sunset is the name. Powders, One Size Ultra Pink for my under eyes, and the RMS loose powder for the rest of my face. Powder bronzer, I did go in to the new Dior Contour and Glow Duo, the lightest shade out of the only 2 they provided us with, and I think that's it. I'm gonna wait until I see what the eye look looks like to put on powder blush. NARS Eye Base. We are going to start with this second eye look. Yeah, it's been crazy over here, and you know, I'm just trying to survive. I hope you're all doing well, and if you're not, I pray that things get better. I know it's an old saying, and I sometimes roll my eyes at myself when I say it to myself, but this too shall pass. Let's get started with an eye look. It's going to be a bright eye look. There's no way around that. Let me try and figure out which route I'm gonna go. Okay, we're gonna start with Pink Paradise. And as you can see, it's a little stained. I started and it didn't go so well. I don't know if my base wasn't completely dry, but it was looking a little patchy. So I wiped it down, put a little bit more NARS Eye Base, and hopefully that fixed the issue. This is an Alamar Cosmetics brush. I don't know the name of it, but I will link it down below, at least the set it comes in. So I am going to tap first. And this shade is acting like a neon shade, which I feel are tricky to work with. So as always, I'm going to start by tapping in first and then blending. As of right now, it is acting a lot better than the first time. And that happens sometimes, you know? I feel tones like these are also sometimes tricky to work with. Oh, but that's a very, very pretty pink. Okay, that's what it's looking like. This side acted a whole lot better than this side. But like I said, I think I just didn't blend my eye base all the way on this side. Now we're gonna jump into that pretty orange Flourish. It almost looks like a creamsicle kind of orange. I have a feeling this is probably gonna have like pastel shade qualities. So I'm just right off the bat gonna start with tapping motions. This is the MY27 from the Danessa Myricks and my Kitco set that I got. Yeah, definitely pastel qualities to the shadow. So tapping motions first. I'm just trying to use as many shades as possible. Okay, that's what it's looking like. I think I'm gonna jump a tiny bit into the darkest shade, Caligna. This is a B1 from Blend Bunny. I'm going to put this in the outer corner. Tapping motions first. I think I'm just gonna create like a dark outer corner wing, but with shadow. I think this is like an eggplant purple, but I could be wrong. I haven't swatched the palettes yet. I always do my eye looks first and then I swatch. Okay, now comes the tricky hard part, and that is picking a beautiful shimmer because they all look absolutely stunning. I think for sure I'll be using this one. And I'm kind of looking at this one, Dahlia Magic. So let's start with that one and see how it goes. It's going to go right over here. NYX glitter glue is already on. Okay, now we're gonna jump in Sunbeam. This one's a little bit more of like the chunky type of shimmer. Okay, apologies. My neighbor is mowing lawn and I need to hurry up, so I cannot wait. I'm gonna jump into that pretty yellow begonias. It looks like a pastel yellow. This is the B4 from Blend Bunny, and it's going to go in the inner corner, and I'm also going to bring it down. Maybe I should have done a white base. If I would have done a white base for the whole entire lid, I think these colors would be popping out a tiny bit more. Okay, let me go ahead and finish off the rest of the face and I'll be right back. All right, my lovelies, here is the full completed makeup. Let me tell you what else I have on my face. Gucci brow pencil, Make Beauty brow gel, Ilia mascara, and then for the blushes, I went into my new Chanel blush and highlighter duo. I used the darker one like closer to my temple, and then this is the highlighter I used for today. And for the front portion of my cheeks, as far as the blush, I went into the Dior Rosy Glow in pink lilac. Yeah, pink lilac. It just felt appropriate for the brightness and the eye look. For the lips, I have on the Milk Makeup Jelly Tint. I think that's what it is, in Burst. And then for lip liner, I have on Anywhere Caffeine. I think that's the name. The new formulation for the Makeup Forever lip liners. And I think that's it. Here is the completed eye look with the Flourish eyeshadow palette. Very bright, very bold, neon, colorful. Let me go ahead and insert swatches of the palettes. I'll start probably with Flutter, which is the first eye look I created, and then with Flourish. This is my first time trying Ensley Reign, and I think I picked a good collection because with this collection we have the best of both worlds. Color, but a little bit more muted, and then bright color that's like neon, bam in your face kind of color. I think the fact that they split this into two different palettes was perfect. If you're, you know, a regular consumer and just get to pick only one, then you can pick which one you know you'll use the most. And I feel like either way you go, you're not going to be disappointed. Now for the more brightful one, the one that I used today, Flourish, this is definitely a palette that I would say would work best for somebody who plays with color, somebody who plays with eyeshadow a lot, somebody who has experience working with these kinds of formulas, because they're not for the faint of heart. There is a learning curve. I feel like with any eyeshadow, really, sometimes the traditional windshield wiper motions blended out doesn't always work, you know? And for the Flutter palette, I feel like they did a fabulous job really muting down the tones. We still get some like pastel-y style colors, but not super bright. So I feel like this one's also a beautiful choice. I don't know, I think they're both beautiful. For sure, the shimmers, I did not use enough shimmers. I wish I had more eyelets because I only used 2 from each palette and they were absolutely stunning. I think the shimmer formulation so far is what I'm the most excited to keep using. So I will definitely have to do, I don't know if one video or 2 separate videos, but I need to create more eye looks with these palettes. All right, my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the eye looks. Let me know if this is a brand that you have tried or if it's on your radar like it was on mine. Okay, that's going to be it. Let me send you on off to the outro. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. Please let me know if you picked up any of these palettes or if you're skipping or if you're waiting for reviews, whatever the case may be. Let me know. I love talking to you all in the comments section. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye!